Picture this: you're 70, finally free to chase that dream trip, exotic beaches, ancient ruins, or a cozy cruise. The world is calling, and you're ready to answer. But what if that adventure turns into a nightmare you never saw coming? Beyond the postcard moments lurk risks that could drain your savings, shatter your health, or leave you stranded far from home. Traveling after 70 isn't just about packing a suitcase. It's a high-stakes journey where age brings challenges most don't expect until it's too late. In this video, we're pulling back the curtain on 5 hidden dangers every senior must know before their next trip. From heart-stopping emergencies to scams that prey on the unwary, we'll arm you with the truth and practical tips to stay safe, or rethink that ticket altogether. Stick with us to the end, because the last risk might just save you from a regret you can't undo. Let's dive in. Increased health risks and medical emergencies. Traveling after the age of 70 can be an appealing way to explore new destinations and enjoy retirement, but it comes with significant health risks that seniors must carefully consider. As we age, our bodies undergo natural changes that make us more susceptible to sudden medical emergencies, turning what might be a minor issue at home into a potentially life-threatening situation abroad. Conditions such as heart disease, high blood pressure, or respiratory problems, which may be manageable in a familiar environment, can escalate unpredictably when far from home. For instance, long flights increase the risk of deep vein thrombosis, blood clots. High altitudes strain the heart and lungs, and even dehydration or heat exhaustion can hit harder in unfamiliar climates. These risks aren't just hypothetical. They're a reality many seniors face when they travel. One major challenge is accessing timely medical care while traveling. At home, a quick visit to a familiar doctor or nearby hospital can address health issues efficiently. However, in an unfamiliar location or foreign country, finding adequate care becomes far more complicated. Language barriers, differing healthcare systems, and distance from proper facilities can delay treatment, allowing a small problem, like a minor infection or chest pain, to spiral into a crisis. Take the case of James, a 74-year-old who embarked on a cruise with his wife, expecting a relaxing getaway. On day 4, severe chest pain struck, and the ship's limited medical staff could only offer basic care. An emergency evacuation to the nearest port took hours, leaving him in distress and turning his dream vacation into a terrifying ordeal. Though he survived, James later admitted he hadn't fully weighed the risks, a wake-up call for many seniors. Another critical factor is insurance coverage, which often catches travelers off guard. Many assume their regular health insurance will cover them anywhere, only to discover too late that it doesn't apply internationally. Without proper travel insurance, a hospital visit, emergency surgery, or even basic medications abroad can lead to staggering out-of-pocket costs, sometimes thousands of dollars. For example, an emergency evacuation by airlift to a suitable hospital can cost tens of thousands, a price few are prepared to pay unexpectedly. This financial burden compounds the stress of a medical emergency, transforming a trip into a nightmare that lingers long after returning home. The unpredictability of health after 70 makes these risks even more pronounced. Seniors with pre-existing conditions are especially vulnerable, as travel can exacerbate issues like poor circulation or weakened lungs. Long periods of sitting on planes or buses, exposure to new environments, and disruptions to daily routines, like medication schedules, heighten the chances of something going wrong. Even healthy seniors may find their resilience tested by jet lag, unfamiliar food, or physical exertion, all of which can trigger unexpected health setbacks. So, what can seniors do to mitigate these dangers if they still wish to travel? Preparation is key. Before any trip, consult a doctor for a full health assessment to identify potential risks and ensure you're fit to travel. Bring an ample supply of necessary medications and research your destination's healthcare system. Know where the nearest hospital is and how to access it. If traveling abroad, invest in comprehensive travel insurance that covers medical emergencies, hospital stays, and evacuations. James's story could have had a smoother outcome with such precautions in place. While these steps won't eliminate all risks, they can mean the difference between a manageable hiccup and a disaster. For seniors over 70, staying healthy is paramount, and travel requires extra vigilance to ensure it remains a joy rather than a regret. Ignoring these realities could turn a well-intentioned adventure into an ordeal that jeopardizes both health and peace of mind. Increased exposure to infections and contaminants. Traveling after 70 offers the promise of new experiences, but it also exposes seniors to a hidden danger: increased vulnerability to infections and contaminants. As we age, our immune system naturally weakens, making it harder to fend off germs, viruses, and bacteria encountered in unfamiliar environments. What might be a minor cold or stomach bug for younger travelers can escalate into severe illness for seniors, potentially leading to hospitalization or long-term health setbacks. Crowded airports, packed airplanes, public transportation, and unfamiliar restaurants create a breeding ground for pathogens, amplifying risks that many don't consider until it's too late. Air travel, in particular, poses a significant threat. Planes trap passengers in close quarters, recycling air for hours and circulating germs from around the globe. Airports, bustling with international travelers, heighten exposure to viruses, like flu or pneumonia, that a senior's body may not have encountered before. Studies show older adults are more prone to respiratory complications from such illnesses, and a weakened immune system struggles to recover. Beyond the skies, food and water safety becomes a concern. Trying local cuisines is a travel highlight, but for seniors, unfamiliar spices, ingredients, or cooking practices can lead to digestive distress. Foodborne illnesses like norovirus, E. coli, or salmonella strike harder after 70, causing dehydration or prolonged sickness. Tap water or salads washed in local supplies, safe for residents with built-up immunity, can sicken travelers lacking the same defenses. Public spaces further compound the risk. Hotel rooms, rental cars, and restrooms may look clean, but surfaces like doorknobs, tray tables, or seatbelts are rarely disinfected thoroughly. Seniors using mobility aids, such as canes or walkers, frequently touch these contaminated surfaces for support, unknowingly increasing their exposure. Consider the ripple effect. A single trip can expose an older adult to more pathogens in days than they'd face in months at home. For someone with a robust immune system, this might be manageable, but for seniors, it's a gamble with higher stakes. Real-life examples illustrate the danger. Imagine a 72-year-old woman, excited for a European adventure, boarding a crowded flight. By day 2, she's battling a respiratory infection from recycled plain air, spending her vacation in bed rather than sightseeing. Or picture a retiree sampling street food in Asia, only to suffer severe food poisoning that requires medical attention far from home. These aren't rare outliers. Seniors' susceptibility to infections makes such scenarios all too common. The consequences can extend beyond the trip, weakening overall health and delaying recovery for weeks. How can seniors protect themselves if travel beckons? Vigilance and preparation are essential. Wearing a mask in crowded areas, washing hands frequently, and carrying hand sanitizer can reduce germ exposure. Stick to bottled or filtered water, avoid raw foods in unfamiliar places, and opt for well-cooked meals to minimize foodborne risks. For international trips, consult a doctor about recommended vaccines and pack medications for respiratory or stomach issues. These precautions demand effort, but they're a small price to pay for staying healthy. This risk isn't just about inconvenience. It's about safeguarding quality of life. A single infection picked up on a trip can derail a senior's independence, turning a joyful escape into a health ordeal. Travel's allure shouldn't blind anyone to these realities. After 70, the body's defenses aren't what they once were, and environments brimming with contaminants test those limits. By acknowledging this danger and taking proactive steps, seniors can still explore the world, if they choose, but with eyes wide open to the invisible threats lurking in every journey. Ignoring them risks more than a ruined vacation. It jeopardizes the well-being they've worked so hard to maintain. Travel fatigue and recovery challenges. Traveling after 70 can spark excitement for new adventures, but it often brings a less discussed challenge: profound fatigue and prolonged recovery times. What once felt invigorating in younger years, long flights, packed itineraries, and constant movement, can become overwhelmingly exhausting as we age. For seniors, the physical and mental toll of travel doesn't just fade with a good night's sleep. It lingers, sometimes for days or weeks, undermining health and enjoyment. This hidden danger can transform a dream vacation into a draining ordeal, leaving travelers more depleted than refreshed. The root of travel fatigue lies in the body's changing resilience after 70. Long flights, early check-ins, and navigating bustling airports sap energy quickly. Disrupted sleep, whether from noisy hotels, unfamiliar beds, or jet lag across time zones, compounds the problem. Studies show seniors take longer to adjust to time differences, with jet lag stretching out far beyond what younger travelers experience. Sleep deprivation doesn't just leave you groggy, it weakens immunity, dulls mental sharpness, and even heightens heart risks. Add in physical strain, stiff muscles from hours seated on planes or swollen joints from walking, and the body struggles to keep up. For those with arthritis or circulation issues, these effects can persist long after the trip ends. The demands don't stop upon arrival. Sightseeing, lugging baggage, and adhering to tight schedules pile on exhaustion. What starts as enthusiasm can morph into a battle to stay upright. Take Richard, a 75-year-old retiree who planned a 2-week overseas trip with his wife. After a 10-hour flight and a 6-hour time shift, he was worn out before the vacation began. By day 2, he couldn't keep pace with tours, needed constant breaks, and barely adjusted before heading home. Weeks later, he was still recovering, regretting not anticipating the toll. His story echoes a common truth. Travel's physical demands hit harder with age, often overshadowing the joy. Diet and hydration further complicate recovery. Unfamiliar foods at new destinations can upset digestion, while staying hydrated on the go is easily overlooked. Dehydration alone triggers fatigue, dizziness, and confusion, making even light activities taxing. Combined with poor sleep and overexertion, these factors create a perfect storm of exhaustion. Unlike younger years, when a nap could reboot the system, seniors find their energy reserves don't replenish as fast. This lingering weariness increases vulnerability to illness or injury, turning a getaway into a health setback. So, how can seniors travel without crumbling under fatigue? Planning is crucial. Build and rest days to recover between activities, avoiding back-to-back commitments. Opt for shorter flights with layovers to stretch and move, rather than grueling nonstops. Pack nutritious snacks to maintain energy and prioritize naps to offset sleep disruptions. Richard might have fared better with a lighter schedule and more downtime. Above all, seniors must recognize their limits. Pushing too hard risks not just discomfort, but long-term consequences. A vacation should lift spirits, not leave you bedridden. Travel fatigue isn't a minor inconvenience. It's a serious hurdle that can derail the golden year's pleasures. After 70, the body demands gentler treatment, and travel's relentless pace tests that boundary. Ignoring this reality can sap the very vitality seniors seek to celebrate. Yet, with careful adjustments, shorter trips, ample rest, and realistic expectations, travel can still delight without draining. The key is balance, knowing when to explore and when to pause. For those over 70, a trip should enhance life, not steal the strength needed to enjoy it. Without this awareness, the cost of exhaustion may outweigh the memories made. Higher risk of falls and injuries. Traveling after 70 holds the allure of new horizons, but it also harbors a significant yet often overlooked danger, a heightened risk of falls and injuries. As we age, natural declines in balance, reflexes, and bone density make seniors more susceptible to accidents. A stumble that might be a mere annoyance at home can become a life-altering event on the road, especially in unfamiliar settings. Uneven surfaces, dimly lit paths, or crowded tourist spots can turn a relaxing trip into a painful and costly ordeal, threatening both mobility and independence. The travel environment itself amplifies this risk. Hotels, cruise ships, and historic sites often feature uneven floors, steep stairs, or slippery walkways, hazards seniors may not anticipate. Destinations like cobblestone streets or rural trails lack the accessibility of home, where handrails and flat surfaces are familiar. Even simple acts, like stepping onto a bus or navigating a busy airport, become potential pitfalls. Fatigue from long travel days, irregular meals, and poor sleep further dulls coordination, slowing reaction times. For those with arthritis or joint pain, swollen limbs after hours of walking or sitting increase instability, making a fall more likely. A single misstep can lead to fractures, hospital stays, or permanent damage. Outcomes far graver after 70 due to slower healing. Real stories underscore the peril. Linda, a 78-year-old in good shape, dreamed of exploring Europe. She walked daily at home without issue, but Italy's steep, uneven streets proved treacherous. One evening, stepping off a curb in a shadowy alley, she fell and broke her hip. Surgery followed, cutting her trip short and launching months of recovery. What was meant to be a bucket list adventure became a nightmare she regretted. Her experience isn't unique. Falls are a leading cause of injury for seniors, and travel heightens the odds with its unpredictable terrain and pace. The consequences extend beyond immediate pain. In unfamiliar places, emergency care may be slower or less advanced than at home, delaying treatment and worsening outcomes. A broken bone might require evacuation or extended hospitalization, racking up expenses and stress. For seniors, a fall can mark a turning point, robbing them of the mobility they've maintained. At home, they might recover with familiar support, but abroad, isolation and logistical challenges amplify the ordeal. Many don't realize how different travel settings are until they're sprawled on foreign ground, wishing they'd stayed put. How can seniors reduce this risk if travel calls? Choosing destinations with accessibility, flat paths, elevators, and reliable medical access tops the list. Avoid high-risk spots like rugged trails or poorly lit areas. Sturdy footwear and walking aids, like canes, offer stability, while staying rested keeps reflexes sharp. Linda might have thrived with supportive shoes and a slower pace. Recognizing personal limits is vital. No trip justifies risking long-term health. Packing light and asking for help with luggage also cuts physical strain, lowering the chance of a stumble. This danger isn't just about inconvenience. It's a threat to the freedom seniors cherish. After 70, a fall can reshape life, turning an active retirement into one of dependence. Travel's charm shouldn't blind anyone to these stakes. With brittle bones and waning agility, the body demands caution, and unfamiliar settings test it relentlessly. Yet, with smart planning, accessible routes, proper gear, and realistic goals, seniors can still explore safely. The goal is enjoyment, not endurance. Ignoring this risk courts disaster, while respecting it preserves the ability to savor life's later chapters. For those over 70, a trip should enrich, not endanger, the years they've earned. Travel insurance and financial risks. Traveling after 70 promises adventure and relaxation, but it carries a hidden peril that goes beyond health, significant financial risks. Many seniors assume their savings or regular insurance will shield them from trouble, only to find that medical emergencies, trip cancellations, and scams can drain their finances in an instant. A single unforeseen event can transform a carefully planned getaway into a costly nightmare, leaving retirees with bills and stress they never anticipated. After decades of financial prudence, travel can unravel that security without proper safeguards. One of the biggest threats is medical costs abroad. Most seniors don't realize their standard health insurance often excludes foreign treatment. A sudden illness or injury, like a heart episode or broken bone, can lead to hospital bills reaching thousands of dollars. Emergency evacuations, such as airlifts to better facilities, can soar into the tens of thousands, a sum few can absorb out of pocket. Without travel insurance tailored for medical emergencies, seniors face a grim choice: pay exorbitant fees or forego critical care. This gap catches many off guard, turning a health crisis into a financial catastrophe. Trip cancellations add another layer of risk. Seniors often book vacations months ahead, assuming good health will hold. But life after 70 is unpredictable. Sudden conditions can force last-minute cancellations. Airlines, hotels, and cruise lines rarely offer refunds under strict policies, meaning thousands spent on non-refunded bookings vanish. Without cancellation coverage, that money is lost, a bitter pill for those on fixed incomes. Consider a retiree sidelined by a flare-up days before departure. Their dream trip evaporates, along with their savings, unless insurance steps in. Scams and fraud compound the danger, with seniors as prime targets. Fake taxi schemes, overpriced goods, or elaborate credit card thefts prey on older travelers unfamiliar with their surroundings. Scammers exploit confusion, knowing seniors may not spot the ruse in real time. Take George, a 76-year-old who booked a tropical escape. He arrived to find his hotel was a scam, leaving him stranded. Forced to pay double for a last-minute stay, his budget collapsed, and the stress followed him home. Such traps, online frauds, or street hustles, can siphon funds fast, especially from those less tech-savvy or travel-weary. These risks aren't just setbacks. They threaten financial stability built over a lifetime. A medical evacuation or scam could wipe out retirement funds, while lost deposits erode savings. The unpredictability of health and travel logistics makes this a gamble many seniors aren't equipped to take. Yet, the lure of exploration needn't end. Protection is possible with foresight. How can seniors shield themselves? First, verify if health insurance covers international care. If not, invest in robust travel insurance, including medical emergencies and evacuations. Second, ensure the policy covers cancellations. Life surprises shouldn't cost you twice. Third, book through reputable companies, avoiding deals too good to be true, like George's Phantom Hotel. While traveling, limit cash, guard card details, and distrust strangers offering help. These steps demand diligence, but preserve peace of mind. Financial risk after 70 isn't about paranoia, it's about reality. Travel's appeal shouldn't blind seniors to its potential to unravel their security. A single mishap, uninsured surgery, a scammer's ploy, or a non-refunded cruise can shift retirement from comfort to struggle. With the right insurance and caution, exploration remains viable, but without them, the stakes are steep. Seniors deserve to enjoy their golden years, not gamble them away. Travel should enrich, not impoverish, and smart planning ensures it does. For those over 70, the question isn't just where to go, but how to protect what I've built. A query worth answering before the journey begins. Conclusion: traveling after 70 holds the promise of adventure and fulfillment, but it comes with serious risks that can catch seniors unprepared. From sudden health emergencies and heightened infection risks to debilitating fatigue, fall-related injuries, and financial pitfalls, these challenges can transform a hope for escape into a stressful, even dangerous experience. Each issue, whether it's a medical crisis far from home, a scam draining savings, or exhaustion that lingers for weeks, highlights a truth. Travel after 70 isn't the carefree endeavor it once was. Aging brings vulnerabilities that demand more than enthusiasm. It requires careful thought and preparation to avoid turning a vacation into a burden. Does this mean seniors should abandon travel altogether? Not necessarily. The key lies in adapting how they approach it. Long, grueling trips to distant lands may need to give way to shorter, safer journeys closer to home. Opting for destinations with accessible healthcare, flat terrain, and familiar comforts can reduce strain on the body and wallet. Thorough planning, securing comprehensive insurance, consulting doctors, and pacing activities can mitigate many risks. Travel should enhance life, not jeopardize it, and that shift in perspective can make all the difference. For some, exploring local gems or taking day trips might offer the joy of discovery without the hazards of far-flung ventures. Reflection is critical before booking that next flight. Is your health stable enough to handle the unexpected? Do you have insurance to cover emergencies or cancellations? Is the destination manageable for your needs? These questions lack the glamour of wanderlust, but they guard against regret. Longevity isn't just about adding years. It's about preserving quality, independence, and peace of mind. A trip that leaves you sicker, poorer, or less mobile steals more than time. It dims the vitality of later years. Seniors deserve to savor retirement, not wrestle with its fallout. Ultimately, travel after 70 isn't inherently off-limits. It's about weighing the stakes. The 5 risks outlined reveal a landscape where caution trumps spontaneity. For those willing to adjust, choosing safety over ambition, travel can still inspire. But for others, the wiser choice might be staying put, protecting health and finances for quieter joys. The decision hinges on honesty, knowing your limits, and respecting them. A vacation should leave memories, not scars, and with the right approach, seniors can ensure it does, or opt for peace over peril. If you found this video helpful, Please hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss out on more great content. Share this video with your friends and loved ones to help them stay informed about travel essentials too. Your support keeps us creating valuable content. Thank you for being here.